This is the solution to the puzzle that I set a few days ago. I'm giving a series of Endgame studies over this Christmas and New Year period. I do hope you enjoy the challenge. So here we go. This position is white to play and win. It's a study by a composer called, I think, Moravec. I'm afraid I don't know who he is. It's rook and pawn endgame. Well, not such an unusual position. Rook and 2 pawns for white against rook and 1 for black. You can see that the rook protects both these pawns. The king can't move from this blockading square, otherwise white will make a queen. This pawn would like to advance, but the king covers. But at the moment it's white to play. White can't make any progress. Of course, he'd like to advance this h-pawn, but the rook is behind it. But in this position, white can put black into Zugzwang. Well, I think this opening move isn't too difficult. King b1. That's Zugzwang, because if check, then the king takes the pawn, and then the king can simply wander across, support this pawn, and that's an easy win. So black plays rook to the side, maintaining protection of this pawn. But now that allows white to just creep forward a little bit. So the rook moves up 1 rank, and now the pawn can advance. So the rook goes behind, pawn advances. But once again this position is Zugzwang. Black has to compromise. He has to move the rook away or lose the pawn. And once again white just creeps forward little by little, so he's using exactly the same process. Rook goes behind the pawn, and now h5. Zugzwang again, the rook comes away, and the rook advances again, preparing to advance the pawn, and now h6. Rook f2, and now white has a bit of a dilemma. He can't use the king. He seems to be a bit stuck, but there is one way to make progress. Pawn to h7, and now rook h2. Now, this looks like a problem because black is going to take this pawn, but here white has a clever little maneuver which wins, and this is actually very, very typical. Rook here, typical of the kind of tricks you see in rook and pawn endgames. So threatening to check and make a queen. So king takes, and now here's the trick. Rook a8, very beautiful. So threatening to queen the pawn, and if rook takes pawn, then rook a7 check skewers king and rook. There you go, absolutely forced. So I think in some ways quite a practical position, but I like this little trick at the end. So let me set you another puzzle, another endgame puzzle. I got this book from an old book of studies, and this one is by Weenink, who I assume is Dutch. I'm afraid I don't know anything about him either, just like the last position. And maybe this is a little bit simpler than the first one. It's once again white to play and win. I do hope you enjoy the challenge. You can see that white has a bishop and 1 pawn against a rook, so obviously the pawn is going in this direction. White to play and win. Once again, don't bother writing in the solution in the comments. Don't spoil it for others. I hope you simply enjoy the challenge of trying to solve this, and I would recommend using a chess set, a proper chess set, physical chess set, instead of just trying to solve it from the computer. So good luck, and I'll show you the solution in a few days' time.